Hello and welcome to France 24's weekly music show. I'm Jennifer Ben Brahim. Coming up.
I'm the pilot. I try to be humble. Freedom bouncing, thunder, lightning, fighting, make it rumble.
No one can tell your life story better than you. Those are the words of Franco-Cameroonian musician James BKS, who is back with a deeply personal new project called See Us Rise. He went from producing some of the biggest names in music to carving out a name for himself as a performer. Music is in his blood, with his father being the Afro-jazz legend Manu Dibango. James's sound is truly a blend of his life experiences from pop, hip-hop to West African rhythms. And I'm happy to say he's my guest on today's show. James BKS, welcome to France 24.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Now, your EP, See Us Rise, takes us on quite a personal, introspective journey. Now, a perfect example being the single On My Way. Now, the trailer for that song features you and your son, and I saw on your Instagram that you say that it was kind of inspired by a Will Smith film. Can you tell us more about this track?
It was inspired by a pursuit of happiness. You know, I love the message and like the struggle and the journey that Will Smith went through with his son and all the lessons that they learned along the way. And that's basically what I try to do with my son too. You know, trying to tell him that it's okay to fall, it's okay to have dreams, and to keep pushing no matter what.
Yeah, and on the track On My Way, you give these words of encouragement and you say, as you just mentioned, things like, don't let anyone say you can't do something. Now, I read that you actually felt this sort of imposter syndrome, that you didn't find it easy transitioning from being a producer, a beat maker, to actually performing on stage. Who or what kind of helped you take that plunge?
It's all about being able to grow in front of the world and not being scared of who you are as a person, as an artist. You know, I've been fortunate to be among so many great artists and musicians, but at one point I really needed to tell my own story, and no one would tell it better than me, so that's what I did.
Yep, and I heard that your first show, you had quite a big name in the audience, your father, so that must have been quite encouraging as well to have him see you perform.
Yes, that was amazing. It wasn't something that was planned, actually. But that was one of the greatest moments in my life because him being here for the first time that I actually performed allowed me to let go of all the fears that I would have after that, you know.
Now, one of the other tracks from the EP is called Wacko. We'll take a look at the video, then have a chat about it. Take a look.
Sometimes I do wonder if life play with my mind. Lunch breaks together. Every day we share smiles. She they understand my jokes. We they talk, we they laugh. Temptations knocks on my door, but then I think of my wife. I be one on my mind, no doubt for my mind. Through the ups and downs, now you be love where I find. No matter temptations, they life go bring. I choose you for this lifetime. You be my everything. I be one on my mind.
So that was Wacko from James BKS's upcoming EP, See Us Rise. Now, I believe that Wacko is a sort of ode to this idea of love and temptation. What are you trying to say with this song?
So basically, you know, when you've been with someone for so long, that might be quite hard to make it bright. Or it seems a bit less bright, you know, but it's truly powerful. All the lessons that you learn with someone, how you grow with someone, and stuff that you can pass on, you know, that's priceless.
Yeah. Now, there's another song that I really love off the EP called Indolo, and it really celebrates your African heritage. Now, you've worked with many African artists over the years. As I mentioned earlier, your late father, the legendary Cameroonian musician, Manu Dibango, as well as Angelique Kidjo, who you actually performed with in February, I believe, at the Philharmonie de Paris. Has it always been important for you to kind of stay connected or pay tribute to these African musical roots of yours?
Yes, it's truly important for me because I'm not trying to show my Africanness, you know, I'm trying to live it. And those people have been around me ever since I started performing, and I'm trying to pay homage and let them know that I'm trying to do the work too, you know.
Yeah, and carry on the traditions as well of your
Exactly.
of your father. Now, speaking of Africa, we're going to take a look at some other music releases of the week, starting with a new track by Nigerian pop star Loj. Now, his star is on the rise after his Grammy nomination for the feature on the Chris Brown track Sensational. Now he's back with a song called Moi, featuring British R&B singer Odile. The song is also about love and desire and passion. Let's take a look at the video.
Boys go they do like treasure, but no shake go jello. Gonna make all they spend you for all of your love, baby take on my money, oh. You don't go, I don't pay stamp to your iPhone. Only, 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 only.
So that was the latest single from Nigerian singer Loj, and that's a bit of a teaser for his album that is due to drop this summer. Now, James, you've worked with many Anglophone musicians over your career. You used to live in the US, such as Snoop Dogg, Ja Rule, and will.i.am. I'm very interested to know who is on your bucket list, a dream collaboration that you've not had yet.
Probably, I would say Childish Gambino.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yes, I love his work and his approach of music.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. What do you mean by that? What do you like about his approach?
He's different. You know, he's not trying to sound like anybody else but him. And he always takes us in his journey. And that's truly inspiring.
Okay, well, if anyone connected to Childish Gambino is watching the show, make this happen, please. Now, you've also worked in the studio with P. Diddy. Now, it was a few years ago, and he's actually going on trial this week with charges against him, including sex trafficking and rape. If convicted, he could face life in prison. Now, James, I'm interested to know, what was your reaction when news broke of his alleged crimes?
I mean, I was saddened by the situation. You know, I've never had the opportunity to actually meet him.
Okay.
But he means so much for the music industry. It's just sad. It's a sad situation.
And a sad legacy for him.
Yes.
Now we're going to move on to my album of the week, and it's from American singer Kali Uchis. The Grammy winner is back with Sincerely. The album is inspired by an undisclosed life-altering event that she recently went through. Now, she is keeping her cards close to her chest, but she did reveal that the recent events made her want to find joy even in the darkest of moments. Let's take a look at the video for the very aptly titled song called Sunshine and Rain.
Sunshine.
I do nothing in the dark cause I believe in karma. When will I forgive my heart for always getting in trouble? God knows I play my part and always understands me. So used to everyone misunderstanding. Wish I didn't let my emotions run the way they ran me. Gave you my heart to hold you lying.
Now, James, you worked, as I mentioned before, in the US for many years as a producer. What kind of lessons or methods did you take back with you to France from having worked there, and that you put into your debut projects like Wolves of Africa Part 1 and 2 and this latest one? What is any kind of tips or tricks?
Just be truthful to who you are and don't be shy about your work. You know, you never know what can please someone. Just show your music, show who you are as a musician, as a producer. I've been fortunate to work with a lot of people, but the best, I would say, situation that I had was working with songwriters who allowed me to express myself freely. And even with beats that I had like for years, they were like, nobody knows them beats, so it's new to us, you know. Just show your work and you'll be fine.
And who would you say, out of the artists that I mentioned earlier that you've worked with in the US, who would you say, and like looping back to the inspiration for See Us Rise, who gave you kind of best words of encouragement, would you say?
I would say Idris Elba. I mean, there's so many. I've learned a lot working with will.i.am as well.
Okay.
You know, I learned a lot about stripping down, you know, making the beats simpler to be able to connect with people, not trying to impress as much, you know, but connect, like find the right connection and spark the conversation, you know.
I'm very jealous you got to work with Idris Elba, but hopefully he'll come on the show one day. Now we come to the end of the show, and I want to thank James BKS for coming in to speak to us about his upcoming EP, See Us Rise, and that is out on the 23rd of May. Now, before we go, just enough time to tell you all about the latest mixtape from British alt-pop singer Pink Pantheress. Fancy That celebrates all things British and kitschy, like in the video we're going to play out called Tonight. And it definitely seems to be a bit of a nod to the series Bridgerton. We'll leave you with that. And now for more arts and culture, you can head to our website or our social media. There's more news coming up on France 24 just after this.
Superstar.